Which, yeah, speaking of which, this, where'd it go? I can't remember if you saw this. Yeah, one sneaking hit point. It's an annoying little mechanic if I was to ever make my own game. Actually, the the tabletop role-playing game called Shadowrun, the damage system in there actually does work like this. I'll have to. Oh god, there's a certain way I wanted to do this. Yeah, I don't want to bring up my MS Paint program. That's gonna be way too much setup. Plus, I'm also gonna run the risk of crashing OBS if I do. So we'll do this. Okay, so the way damage in Shadowrun works is 10 boxes. So you got 10 boxes for stun damage or basically non-lethal. And then you have 10 damage boxes for physical, which is, actual physical lethal damage. So if you, to make this easier to explain, if you, so if you sustain one box of damage, it's -1 penalty to all your stats. If you lose 3 boxes, it's -2 to all your stats. And I think it's you lose 7 boxes, it's -3 to all stats. But this would be the kind of but this is what Shadowrun has. This would what I'd want in my game. So there's none of this. Even if you're at one little stinky hit point, you're still dealing a metric ton of fucking damage, and it's also kind of, it's something I see in a lot of fighting games as well. I mean, on one end, it makes the matches cool as hell. It's still it makes the comebacks, for the rare time that actually happens, actually even more epic. You get down to your fighter gets down to 1 point of life left, but manages a huge comeback, wins the round. I mean, yeah, those are pretty epic, but on the other hand, it is grossly unrealistic. But you might have also heard me say from time to time, this game needs a system shock roll. Which I think is it's a Dungeons and Dragons term. I think the way it works, if you lose half your health in one single hit, you have to do a system shock roll, which is it's a roll against your constitution. I think there was an act. I think this is true in the first edition of D&D. Um, there's this table. You can your attributes range from 3 to a max of 18, or at least on character creation. It can go beyond 18, as high as 25. But the highest you can have during character creation is 18. So, but basically you would have to roll it's going to be a percentage chance against your constitution. Just to make it easier, we'll just say if you have a constitution of 9, it would be a we'll say that. So if you had a constitution of 9, kind of in the middle between 3 and 18. Actually, that's not even right. We'll just go with that. So if you had a constitution of 9, you would have to do a system shock roll, which means you would have to get 50% or less. If you don't, you end up dying right on the spot just because of the sheer shock. So on one hand, I think this kind of it's kind of the old school critical hit system. But yeah, that was something else I'd probably have in my game too. It makes the game very much a hit and don't get hit type system.